Well, guys, after a long night, we are on the way to sick week, but you'll notice the trailer has one empty spot. We did not get the Firehawk done, as much as that sucks. We came up probably about 3 days short, and we probably could have thrashed and done some dumb stuff and tried to make it. But a car like that, especially at that speed, that car probably gonna run 155 mile an hour in the quarter. Figured it'd probably be better to go ahead, take our time, do it right, try and get a little bit of testing in before we make attempt at racing this thing. And Sunday looks like it's gonna rain out anyway, so we probably would have lost our test session. So instead, we're just bringing Chuck's CTS-V, so I'm gonna ride along with him this week. It's pretty much the same how it was last time we had it out. It's been a while since we've actually had this car out. So I'm gonna shoot for running some low 10s this week with that and just have some fun. Of course, we're at the old Buc-ee's. At this point, it's kind of a tradition, right? Got to start out sick week stopping at a Buc-ee's. So we're going to go inside here, spend a bunch of money, probably spend an hour in there, and we'll be back on the road. All right, we're almost to Georgia. Doing a quick little strap check right here to make sure everything's riding good. And we're here, guys. It is day 0 of sick week. So today's test day. We went ahead. We've got the CTS-V all teched in, ready to go. It's been a while since we've had this car out. Year and a half, 2 years now. Kind of, we're dealing with the transmission stuff and the pedal issues. We might have the transmission itself figured out. Definitely there's some room for improvement in the transmission tuning. I've got to figure out a better way, which is probably above my skill set, but we'll see, to be able to get this car to shift a wide open throttle. At Hot Rod Drag Week in 2022, we actually hurt the transmission and we lost the 2-3 shift. So we kind of revised that a little bit. Hopefully this tune will work out. And essentially, long story short, what we did, changed a couple of the parameters on how it shifts and when it shifts. We softened it up a little bit. The intent of that is I got to get this thing to go from A to B, right? I got to get some data. So if we go out there and hurt it right off the bat, we're not gonna learn anything. So soften it up a little bit. Hopefully it'll make a full hit. From there, data record the run, review the data, make some changes, and hopefully get it back to that 1027 that we ran with this thing way back in like sick week of 2022. Say whatever you want about the flames, man. She looks pretty freaking trickle in the starting line. Woo, come on. Let's see if we're making some progress on this transmission too. Nice! Woo! Go ahead, Chuck. Alright guys, so we could not have asked for actually a better first run. So this red trace line here, this is your RPM trace. So before we were getting all sorts of flares. So right here, this is your 1-2 shift. And then this right here is your 2-3. And this is your 3-4. So before what was happening, it would come up here. It would just, all the bad stuff would just fall all to pieces. It would start flaring real bad and it wouldn't shift into third. So it looks like we've got that under control for right now. At least good enough to race it anyway. And then we had a little bit of flare on the 3-4-2 before, and it looks like that's pretty much cleaned up. We lowered this shift point a little bit and actually raised the 1-2 because before it was kind of short shifting 1 and 2. And pretty happy with that. So now we'll try and put a little back in it. And if we can get another run this afternoon, we'll try and maybe get this thing into like the mid 1040s. We don't have any ice right now, so right now we're just running with water in the ice tank. All right, baby, hit number 2. Let's do this, guys. A little bit of an improvement on the 1-2 shifts. So yeah, on that second pass, definitely rolled in really deep. And basically what happens with that is you lose like the running head start that you have in the staging beams. Typically, if you stage shallow, there's like 18 inches or so that the wheel moves in the beam. So basically you get like a running head start. Well, when you stage really deep like that, it's, you know, accident, no big deal. But when you stage deep like that, you lose all that running head start and it hurts the elapsed time. So we went over some numbers looking at the data, and it looks like that probably would have been about a 1042, 1043, 1045, kind of somewhere in there. So even though the ET on the board didn't show it, we definitely picked up a little bit of ET on that last run. So we'll see what that does going into tomorrow. So we actually made a tremendous amount of progress for day 0. We're way ahead of where I thought we were going to be, which is good. Usually sometimes you chase these things for days at the racetrack, and in 2 passes, we're looking pretty good. So we're going to go ahead. We've got a couple little things, you know, we're going to do. We're probably going to change classes too. So we're going to kind of think about that. But we were in the X270, well, not X275, but the 275 street race class. There's a lot of cars in that class, and with Chuck's car being so heavy, they've got a heavyweight class now. So I think we're going to go ahead. We're going to jump into that class. And from there, guys, we will see you on day 1.